All right, Jimmy, we're out here in this swamp.
I'm ready.
And you know what we're here for.
I've been waiting my whole life for this.
We're hunting a witch podcast.
Hunting witches.
No, we're not. No. Nope. That's not what my email said. It did not say hunting witches. We're hunting for a witches podcast.
Mike, I've been waiting for this moment my entire life. I brought everything we need to hunt down these witches.
Jimmy, why do you have a duck?
Mike, you know why I have a duck. How else are we going to tell if they're a witch?
Well, I mean, I can't argue with you on that one. But you definitely don't need that.
What? My trusty crossbow?
Yeah, no, we're definitely not going to need that. It's a good thing you only had the one bolt, too, so I'm glad you used it to display it. I mean, I'm sure that's all you wanted to do anyway, was just shoot it.
Well, I mean, I could always use the duck as the second round.
He's not going to like that. Oh, Jimmy, look, I see a hut.
Witches notoriously live in huts.
Yeah, it's really nice, like cottage core, right?
Look at all these plants she's planted outside. It's probably poison.
Look at these little fences. Look at the little fence that goes
It's
in.
a poison garden.
No, Jimmy, it's petunias.
For hexing people.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I guess we got to learn about it. I don't know. But look at the wind chimes. There's like beautiful sculptures of dragonflies and crystals everywhere.
All right, Mike, I want you to kick in the front door. I'm going to go in through the back.
Jeremy, it's unlocked.
What?
It's unlocked. There's a sign that just says, come on in. Witches are pretty friendly, it looks like. Oh, this is cozy. This is a cozy little... Jeremy, I said it was open. Where are you? Jeremy! Do not break one of the windows. I could just feel it in my bones. God damn it, Jeremy.
Where is she, Mike?
There's no one home, Jeremy.
Well, she's beguiled you, Mike.
Jeremy, no, there's nobody home.
She's used her feminine charms on you.
Nope. I mean, her podcast is here, and now we have to fix that door before we leave. Thanks, Jeremy. I appreciate it.
Oh, the duck's shitting all over the place.
Jeremy! Well, I can't blame the duck. They have cloacas. They're unable to keep their poop inside them. They don't have a sphincter.
Mike, I read in a book that if you take the duck shit and you put it in all the entrances and exits, the witch can't get back in.
Did you read that on Etsy?
Yep.
Start talking about whatever they want. They're looking for some steal treasure to hunt. Michael and Jeremy steal your podcast. Michael and Jeremy steal your podcast. They like to get crazy, talk a lot of trash. Michael and Jeremy steal your podcast.
Welcome to Michael and Jeremy Steal Your Podcast. Hey, Jeremy.
Hey, Mike.
How are you?
Terrified.
Oh, I bet. Yeah, this spooky little hut with all of its fun little knickknacks and crystals. Jeremy, it looks like we're stealing Wiccan Wayz with a Z. Wiccan Wayz podcast.
With a Z?
With a Z.
Like Story Wars.
Yeah, or Brats.
Bratz dolls.
Yep. So Wiccan Wayz. Talk about witches, being spooky witches, not so spooky, just normal people, right? You know, that's the type of thing we're going to talk about today, is the stereotypes versus reality, right? You know, people think Wicked Witch of the West, they got green skin covered in warts. Not the case anymore, Jeremy.
Pointy noses.
That's right. Those are gone. Yep, they don't need those anymore.
They're flammable, like wood.
Well, most people are. If you really think about it, I mean, would you classify us as being? We can catch fire very easily.
I don't think we're flammable like wood.
I think
We burn because we're full of fuel.
Well,
to burn a fire.
Well, we got wood in our bodies. Bones are kind of like wood.
I think it's the fat in our bodies that once we get to cooking, it just won't stop.
Yeah.
I think that's
Right.
it.
So in horrible car fires, I'm sure they say it's like
Witches dry, witches burn dry. Humans burn wet.
Well, you've heard those, you've heard those like spontaneous combustion stories of like big giant people that are like just in their lazy boy chair and they just spontaneously combust and catch fire and their fat just kind of fuses to the chair, like their bodies just kind of become one with the chair.
How do
of
they
all the chunky
spontaneously
fat.
combust?
Well, that's not for the. Well, maybe we'll do that an episode on
Maybe a
spontaneous
witch's
human
curse?
combustion. Could be a witch's curse.
A hex.
A hex. Yes, Jeremy. The witches are known for hexing people. Now, hopefully, before the end of this episode, we will have a witch on. We have one. It's a male Wiccan. Wiccan is the actual culture, right? It's the religion Wiccan. You know, something I know very little about, in all honesty, which is why having the guest on was going to help with some of that.
You're saying the guest is running late?
Running a little late, it seems.
Yeah, that's actually one of the stereotypes. Witches are known for being late.
They don't arrive late, Jeremy. They arrive precisely when they mean to.
You've heard all the stereotypes. Like when you see witches, you go across the street, walk on the other side of the street.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I got to move out of my neighborhood. All these witches are moving in. You know all the stereotypes for witches.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We all are familiar, Jeremy. That's why we're trying to break away from some of these stereotypes and really dig into the nitty gritty.
We're trying to get rid of anti-witch discrimination.
Absolutely. We're an all-inclusive podcast. We make fun of everybody. So, because if you didn't, Jeremy, if you didn't make fun of everybody, then you would be excluding that group.
Right.
You would be excluding them.
You have to treat everybody the same.
Everyone. That's inclusivity.
Even witches.
The white people are racist.
Is that making fun? I don't know. Sounds pretty declarative.
So, Jeremy, let's dive into Wiccan, right? Let's dive into what it is, what it means, you know, especially in today's day and age. You know, Wiccan, Jeremy, the definition, it's a pagan religion, Jeremy. And I actually learned this from you today. Pagan is just kind of a generalized grouping. It's a term for anything, any type of religion that doesn't fall under like the big three. Right. You know, we got these monopolies on religion and we got Christianity, Islam, and Judaism, right?
Yes.
Hinduism.
Pagan.
Is that pagan?
I think so.
Does it classify as pagan?
Probably not.
I don't think so. If anything, I think it's moved up into I think we have 4 now in the main group.
I don't know. I think if you look at the numbers, the Hindus are going down in the main Hindu areas, and Islam's going up.
Right, and I think you classified it as like Abrahamistic or something. Abrahamic meaning
religion, the religion of Abraham.
Mm-hmm. And that'd be like Judaism, Christianity, Islam.
The one God.
He kind of makes it up. He kind of makes his way into all of them. He just kind of, you know, kind of fumbles into all of them.
Yeah, I mean,
he makes cameos.
There was one, and then he made 2 other appearances. So, there was his main appearance, and then he made 2 others.
So it's classified as like a Wicca, you know, Wiccan, the largest of the modern pagan religions, or neo-pagan religions. The followers of Wicca are known as Wiccans, typically identify as witches and draw inspiration largely from the pre-Christian religions of Europe, influenced by earlier forms of Western esotericism. Wicca publicly emerged in England during the 1950s. I feel like it's older than that, though.
1950s?
The 1950s? Coca-Cola was big in the 1950s. I mean, it's been big. What was it, 1920 something? I don't know.
You know what got big in the 1940s? It's Fanta.
Fanta? Mm-hmm. Is that true?
Yep. Coca-Cola, they were like, well, we can't sell Coca-Cola to the Nazis or else people will hate us. So let's create a business called Fanta and we'll sell Fanta
to
the
Nazis. Oh,
So soldiers would kill Nazis and they'd go through their stuff and they'd find Fanta. And they loved Fanta, American soldiers, because they'd find their thinking it was German soda when it was in fact Coca-Cola factory soda.
Witchcraft.
Witchcraft.
Maybe they were using the Fanta to hex the Nazis, and that's why they lost the war.
Well, now that you mention it, Hitler was into witchcraft and pagan things.
Was he?
The occult.
Was Hitler into witchcraft? Ooh.
You didn't know this?
The Nazis had a secret project, use of witchcraft to make the Reich last 1,000 years. So, yeah. So, in 1935, the dreaded Nazi SS organization launched a top-secret project that took undercover agents to 260 locations across Germany, disguised as students and carrying counterfeit reference papers. The agents operated under false names and worked from untraceable safe houses. So spy witches.
Spy witches.
What were they up to? Perhaps gathering intelligence to prepare for Germany's impending war? And
Gathering sage for Hitler?
no, Jeremy, the agents were sneaking into libraries to research witches. What?
Okay.
Wait, so they were being all secretive to learn about witches?
But if the library had the books, then why wouldn't you be able to just walk right in and read them?
Hello, my name is Gary, and what do you know about witches? Tell me, show me your books about witches.
Sir, I don't know what a witch is.
Witch.
Witch? Sir, this isn't Walmart. We don't have any bleach here.
Oh, I'll take a guns then.
Of course. This is a library, of course.
The Nazi Witch Project was the brainchild of Reichsfuhrer SS Heinrich Himmler, one of the chief architects of the Holocaust, and otherwise known for being a delusional fantasist. So this, we've all heard of Himmler, this stupid guy. He was into spooky things and trying to use those spooky things to win the war. I think he also did stuff with, like, you know, he probably headed a lot of, like, the psychic stuff, you know, all the psychic experiments, you know, to try and see if people can move stuff with their mind.
Remote viewing.
Which is not bullshit. You know, we did it, Jeremy. Remember? On the Psychic Guys heist.
Uh-huh.
We did.
Very successful.
We did a really good job. Himmler oversaw Nazi interior decorating projects. He dug up coffins of famous people and arranged a publicly funded research project into the meaning of deer symbols, based on a deer-shaped cookie embosser he received as a gift. What does it mean? What does a deer mean?
There has to be a deeper meaning to this.
So tell me. Send out my witch agents.
Gather all the deer in Germany.
So, people absolutely thought that Himmler was a complete nutcase. He was raised by a Catholic family. He was clearly influenced by his school teacher, Father Gebhard, a hardline monarchist. And he stressed, this Gebhard guy stressed the value of manly pursuits, such as sword dueling
and sodomy.
And and arm wrestling and bear fucking.
Light tickle play.
Himmler was very bad at these because of his poor eyesight. At an early age, Himmler drifted into chicken farming.
Drifted?
He just kind of pivoted into chicken farming.
I really wanted to find myself.
And then during this time, he found his time. He used this time to indulge in his interests like racism and spirituality. Oh, I can really study how to be racist.
Two of my most favorite things.
These are two of my favorite things. So he actually abolished Christianity during this time and found his own religion.
He became a Mormon?
Yeah, so he, I guess it was Wiccan. I guess it was Wicca that he was getting into because he started to get this fascination with witches. Because he was using, you know, these people to do research on. He found it very fascinating. He's trying to use aspects of Wicca to develop his own new Nazi religion, because Hitler was opposed to Christianity as well. What?
Nothing.
Oh.
I think it's someone put a hex on my microphone, Mike.
Oh no!
It tried to jump off the table.
I take these very seriously. I don't want to mess around with witches. I don't. We talked about this before the show. I was like, we're not gonna be messing around too much because I don't want to get hexed. If anything, I want to see about getting a witch's blessing on this show. You know, that would be nice.
Mike, you stole a haunted book and brought it into the studio.
It's not haunted anymore. Not anymore, Jeremy.
Well, we've never had a Wiccan look at the book.
Is that true? Yes. Is it true? Yes.
My microphone's in the same studio as the book.
Wait, the book's not here anymore, is it? I don't think it's here anymore.
I think you left it here and it disappeared.
No, I think it's at my house.
Oh, God.
I think I have it.
It's everywhere.
I have it in a box. Yeah, I have it in a box. It's safe in a
You
box.
should have buried it with the treasure.
Nope. I thought about it. I thought about putting the haunted diary in the treasure.
Cursed treasure.
Yeah. So Himmler did come to the conclusion that witches were, in fact, Germanic seeresses possessing spiritual powers who were persecuted by a cabal of Catholic priests during the Middle Ages. In keeping with his anti-Semitism, he alleged that Catholics were actually the agents of an international conspiracy of Jews. This guy was fucking crazy.
I'll tell you who's the bad guys are. It's the Catholics.
Well, Himmler started to try to rewrite history, like the witch trials and things like that, to kind of like create this new narrative of incorporating witch culture into his new SS Nazi religion. So he tried to just incorporate these stories and then change them, change the outcomes, change the stories, and then just kind of help his own narrative as he's writing his, new sacred book that would be preached to other Nazis.
So what did he say about the trials? Actually, everyone else was a bitch.
Well, I mean, it just says he was seeking to distort the historical events to shape his narrative for his self-concocted SS religion. He didn't care at all about the women as victims, Armin Fuhrer wrote in Focus magazine. He wanted to use the crimes against women in the past to justify his own crimes against Jews in the present.
Those women were innocent. The real witches are the Jews.
And then, he sends a bunch of people to libraries to start doing secret research, witch dances. The team gathered around 140,000 books and written materials related to witches. These included not only books about witch trials, but also fiction and fairy tales, as well as the names, addresses, relatives, trial records, and execution details of any accused historical witch they could locate. So basically, he was like, all right, witch is the topic, anything in a pile, okay? Put it in the witch pile.
It's just a bunch of kids' books.
And then they also created files on sites associated with witchcraft. By 1944, the researchers had indexed 33,846 records. The keeping itself was unreliable because the SS task force members were ideologically motivated and demonstrated bias in what they noted and which materials they decided to keep. For example, a librarian from the University of Posen, examining the records later on, noticed that the SS had assembled a dossier devoted to torture methods, underlining phrases about various techniques supposed witches had endured. Based on his findings, the librarian suspected that the SS really wanted to learn how to put these methods to use themselves. So he's like, the witches, they like to use cocaine. Maybe we should start using cocaine? Because the witches do it.
They did love their meth. They did love methamphetamines, the Nazis.
I don't know. They smoke this cactus and then they go on spirit walks. I want to do that. Maybe we can do that. Himmler, hey, look what I found.
He's all tweaking.
I'm putting it in the witch pile.
He's all tweaking. He's scratching his neck. Himmler, I found something. The lady in the woods gave me this crystal. She told me to smoke it.
Yeah. That's a good segue, it's one of the biggest things that I've heard, right? Talking to anybody who is in that Wiccan religion, right? Crystals, they hold power. There's medicinal crystals. I have a pretty decent sized crystal collection. I was big into collecting crystals when I was a child, and I still have that collection. Mm-hmm. And so I'm wondering, I have this box of crystals. Has that ever affected my life? Just having them in my house all the time?
Yeah, absolutely not.
Well, yeah, right. You're absolutely right, Jeremy. Because I haven't put them under a full moon to charge them under moonlight. And so that's why. So I just need to take these things out, give them, let them catch some rays from the moon for a couple minutes while I'm playing some Super Smash, and then bring them back inside, and they're good to go. I think a crystal can go a month on a single charge.
Just regular moonlight.
Yep.
Doesn't have to be a special moon.
Full moon.
It's got to be a full moon.
Yes.
Of course it does.
Right. That's how you get the most rays.
Yeah.
You get you're right, on a clear full moon night. You charge your crystals.
Mm-hmm. What happens to your crystals if you put them outside in an eclipse?
That's a great question for a witch, Jeremy. It's a great question for somebody that does this stuff. Now we could try and make some phone calls.
You got a witch you want to call?
Maybe.
I think I can find as a witch for hire.
Okay. I mean, why not? Let's give it a shot. It works like 50% of the time.
How about a voodoo priest? Does that work?
Oh, a voodoo priest? I feel like that's the same, right? Is that the same?
Let's get to let's try out these new age Wiccans first.
Sure. Let's try that. All right, I'm gonna call this number.
Your call has been forwarded to an automatic
Straight to
voice
voicemail.
message.
Here, there's another. They close in an hour.
Okay, let's try that.
Good afternoon. This is.
Hi, my name is Michael. How are you today?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing well. I was wondering if you had some time to answer some questions. We have a podcast we're running right now, and we're trying to get some information. If you have a second.
Oh, I'm sorry, hon. I've got a store full of people right now.
Oh, that's a shame. Okay, well, all righty then.
Thank you.
No
have
problem.
a good one.
All right, bye.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
She doesn't have a store full of people.
It's bumping right now. We have our Sage sale running.
We also sell methamphetamines out the back. So if this isn't important.
Jeremy, it's October. It's spooky season, bro. These witches are doing all their spooky things all month long.
Oh, these people close in half an hour. They're probably not busy.
Yeah, let's give it a shot.
The Sea Witch of Cocoa Village.
Ooh, I love that.
All right.
Welcome to Verizon Wireless. The number you dialed has been changed. Disconnect.
Well, she's in hiding now. Probably competing with another witch.
407. We've made it to Orlando.
Okay, 407. Okay, who is this? Mystic Minerals Herb and Metaphysical Shop.
Mm-hmm. They sure do like their alliteration.
Thank you for calling Mystic Minerals. How can I help you?
Hey, my name is Michael. How are you today?
Good. How you doing?
I'm doing well. I actually was wondering if we could have, if there's somebody available to talk to us for like a few minutes about like what you guys do and stuff.
Yeah. Just give me 1 second to step to the back.
All right, thanks.
All right. How can I help you, sir?
Okay, yeah. So my name is Michael. I'm here with my my buddy Jeremy.
Hey, how you doing?
And we have a show. It's called Michael and Jeremy Steal Your Podcast, and we'd like to basically talk to you about the shop. We like to promote local businesses, and we're doing a whole episode on basically the metaphysical, kind of like Wicca culture, things like that. And do you have any insight into this culture at all?
I do. Yeah. The whole staff kind of does. It's a bit of a requirement to work here, but and I do have a good knowledge. My mom and stepfather are the owners, so I was kind of raised around, the metaphysical, spirituality type stuff.
I don't want to be a warlock, Dad.
Yeah, the rebellion.
That was the
of
attitude for a while, but I eventually came around.
Oh, okay. So
wait, you come home, you got like the Catholic robes on. You're like, I'm different, Mom and Dad.
Nothing like that.
Okay, so we just have some like general questions that we're just very curious about. Like for example, crystals. Why do you charge them under a full moon? What's up with that?
That pretty much practice has just come from various cultures in the past, and different occult studies would use the full moon's energy to charge various things from everywhere, from people themselves to items, talismans, and even crystals. So the moon was known to hold its own, lunar energy, and then the sun has a bit different, a solar energy that's known to be associated with that.
Okay, so scientifically, could you break this down into like wavelength frequencies? You know, how much of this do you think is scientific based, and how much of it is just kind of hoping that it's happening?
I can't get into. I have heard some people get into the science behind it. It does get a little bit complicated for me.
Oh, sure.
I know as more research in like quantum physics has come out, they are seeing a lot of correlations with the quantum physics and spirituality practices and beliefs. So that's definitely something interesting there than just vibration, how all molecules are vibrating, and there's different arrangements of those molecules, and that then the different arrangements bring their own unique vibration, which could possibly have an effect on the outside world around it. So something I need to look a little more into, but that's kind of like what, from my understanding.
That's very fascinating, though.
Do you get a different charge if it's not a full moon? And how many like half crescent moon charges do you need to equate to a full moon?
Good question.
It's like charging your phone.
Right. Like,
damn, I only got a battery out of that charge.
Is it a lightning cable? Like...
So, yeah, kind of what I hear people in the community say, like you can still charge it if it's not the full moon and get that energy. But, yeah, you are getting maybe a portion of it. So, maybe 2 half moons equal 1 full moon. You know what I mean?
Hey.
So how deep into like do you conduct rituals? That's a big thing, right? You get some stuff together, and like people call them spells also. Is that something that you've ever done? Have you ever done a ritual before? And if so, what was it for?
Personally, I guess you could say I have. A ritual, it can be pretty intricate and have a lot of elements to it, and like you see in like the movies or whatever, they got the whole setup and the chanting. It can get pretty deep in that, or a ritual can be something as simple as maybe lighting a candle and saying a prayer over it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like praying.
Yeah, exactly. So little stuff like that I'll do. I've never gotten into like any of the super big stuff.
Like what? I mean? Give us an example of a super big one.
Like maybe you get an arrangement of some very large stones, different talismans, herbs, oils, and you're making a huge grid, perhaps across the floor of the whole room. And then maybe there's some fire involved, some salt. That would be something a little more intense. You know what I mean?
It's like, I want it. It's like, who's got time? Who's got time for that?
Yeah,
so it depends how passionate you are, how bad you want to get that done, because then, there's prosperity rituals to bring you money. There's good health rituals to bring you health, and then that's, of course, you change the ingredients depending on what ritual you're trying to do.
The money one. Tell me the money one?
The money one, a lot of, let me think here. Peppermint is a herb known to be associated with money. Lots of different stones. Fool's gold, believe it or not, pyrite, they call it, is known to attract money. Yeah.
I got pyrite.
Different
you got
stuff
pyrite?
like that.
Yeah, I do.
Maybe you should take it out of the box.
Wait, what about a sand dollar?
I just learned recently that something like sand dollars, seashells, starfish, they do have their own unique energy, or at least in some cultures they believe that. But I don't know actually off the top of my head. I'd imagine it's something to do with dollars, though.
I mean, why not? Why not? Right?
Yeah.
Mike, pull
Just
out a bunch of sand dollars that has the opposite effect.
The starfish, you've ruined it. You've ruined it with your starfish.
What do you mean? I sprinkled parsley all over these starfish. I don't understand why I'm broke.
Yeah. Hey, everybody. Future Michael here. Just thank you so much for joining us on our MJSYWEEN special finale. This is our last MJSYWEEN special for October. And what a doozy it is. Our band of the week is Grimrock. Their song Haunted plays at the end of the episode. Make sure you stick around for that. Spooky. And we're brought to you by Dungeon Studios, makers of 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons modules, as well as podcasts like The Game and Nerd News and Fables from the Forgotten. An audio drama. Season 1 has concluded, so you can go back and binge that season. Season 2 will be out in early 2025, and wow, it's going to be a doozy. We got a big name. Got a big name in there. Looking forward to seeing everyone's reactions. Go to their website, dungeonstudios.co, because the website works again. All right, I love you. Goodbye. For this type of culture, for this type of it is classified, my understanding, as like a religion. Now, is there a specific god that you worship? Is there an energy that you worship? Tell me more about that.
Well, that's where it gets a little more complicated, because maybe spirituality might be an umbrella term for different practices. You know, like maybe someone who's Buddhist might say that they're practicing spirituality, and they believe in, you know, certain Buddhist deities or whatever. Or then maybe someone leans more on the Egyptian side, and then that's a whole different set of gods, you know, and Egyptians and goddesses and stuff like that. So it kind of varies from person to person. So it's more, spirituality is more of an umbrella term, I'd say, for different practices and beliefs.
Okay.
At least to me. I know a lot of people might disagree with that, but you get different answers from everybody, I'm sure.
Oh, sure. I have a pagan friend who kind of picks and chooses what gods throughout time they pray to, right?
Exactly, and it's, for some people it's changing, and so, you know, you learn about a new god you never knew about, and you feel like you're more drawn to that one.
Steve, the god of, I don't know, was shredding on the guitar.
Yeah.
Was it Stevie Ray?
Steve Madden, god of shoes.
Yeah. So witches and...
Is this recording for now, by the way?
Oh, yeah, we're recording.
It's not live.
Oh, there you go.
No, we're not live. Yeah, no. This will actually go...
it's going to be uploaded then.
It'll be we're going to air this 4th Monday in October.
Cool, definitely. I want to get the info at the end. So
Oh, hell yeah. Absolutely, we'll give you the info.
And you'll get a chance to plug your shop.
Yeah, your shop will get plugged. You know, we're actually in Florida, so...
Nice, that's what's up. Yeah, we're Central Florida here.
Yeah. Anyway, so there's hexes, right? We start going to the darker side of, you know, these rituals, you know, hex bags and witch bottles and things like that, you know. We all know about hexes and everything, but there's also like blessings, right? There's both sides of the coin. Am I correct?
Yeah, definitely. Like you could send that negative energy, if you will, towards someone, or you could send that something positive towards them.
Okay, see, Jeremy? See, they're all just out there hexing people in the woods.
Yeah, when we were talking about it, though, Mike, I just feel like, who are you to manipulate the energies to either hex or bless me?
I know. A lot of people will actually do it unintentionally. You know, there's a lot of power behind our words and the words we speak, and that kind of goes back to the vibrations I was talking about earlier. So even just talking ill on someone could potentially have an effect in real life to them.
So you could be casting hexes and blessings without even knowing it.
Yeah, just by your vibe.
People, yeah, definitely. A lot of negative people, you know, you tend to notice negativities around them. It follows them.
And then they just won't stop complaining about it, those little bitches.
Oh, God, and it just makes it worse, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. You got to speak. I'm very big into speaking things into existence. I always have been. So I'll just keep saying it's going to happen.
The same goes with the bad, yeah. Reminds me of my ex-girlfriend.
Well, she's an ex for a reason.
Maybe I've kept myself like in this right in the middle path since I let everything roll off my shoulders and go away, and I tend not to dwell on things.
Yeah, you're super chill.
So maybe I just kind of stay in this path of no hex, no blessing, just
in no man's land.
Just doing my thing, baby.
Yeah. And that's the way a lot of people do it too. You know, it's almost like the Buddhist way. You know, let go, don't worry about it.
I'm a Buddhist.
I mean,
there you go.
If I met you for the first time, Jeremy, I would say you're absolutely a Buddhist.
I pull out a pan flute.
Instead, he's a raging Jew, is what he is.
Oh no!
I'm a non-practicing Jew.
Yeah,
I'm Jewish by blood.
Sorry to hear that. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
It's in the blood.
To apologize to me, Mike's always going on and on about free Palestine.
Oh, God.
That's not true.
No,
I have no side. I have no side.
No.
I am Switzerland.
Well, that's not true, Mike. The other day you
smart
said
man.
bomb them all, and I was like, "Whoa, that's
Nope.
kind of harsh."
Incorrect. See, stop trying to hex me right now, bro.
I see what kind of podcast this is. No, I'm just-
We steal a podcast every single week. Again, we're called Michael and Jeremy Steal Your Podcast. So right now we're stealing a witch's podcast, and
nice.
and also what is it Wizard? Is that the male version like Harry Potter? Is it your wizard?
Some people say that, but more often in the community, I see warlock being used.
Yeah. See, I agree with that. I think that's cooler too.
Why? Is it just because it sounds
Yeah,
cooler?
I'm down with that too. Sounds a little more mystical, I think. Yeah.
What was your name again?
My name's Christian.
Christian, you're a wizard, Christian.
Yeah, Christian with Mystic Minerals. Yeah.
Christian with Mystic Minerals.
And you said you're located in Central Florida?
Central Florida. Yeah, Orlando, Florida.
Beautiful.
Yeah, do you want to send everybody out your address so they can find you?
Yeah, definitely. We are located at 4809 South Orange Avenue, and that's in Central Florida. If you just Google Mystic Minerals Market on Google, we'll pop up no matter where. And our Instagram, definitely. We do lots of really cool videos. I encourage you two to check our Instagram as well.
Oh, I will.
will. We'll plug it.
Following on there.
Yeah, we're gonna look at it when we get off the phone and kind of go over some of the stuff that we see on all the cool stuff you guys do. You guys do tarot readings and stuff?
So there is a local law. We're in Edgewood, the city of Edgewood, that's inside Orlando.
No witchcraft.
Believe it or not. Yeah, there's a local law. Yeah, no readings apparently. So we do more educational type stuff at this location.
If somebody walked into your store and said, "Listen, I need to get my boss to shit his pants tomorrow," would you be able to give them
Slide a 50 under the table?
Right. Yeah, we got the shit stuff and we got the shit pants stuff in the back, and then you give them like, this is an obsidian, you use that, right? And then you light the. Is there a thing for that?
I'd have to do more research on a crystal for that, maybe a laxative crystal, if you will. But we also sell lots of herbs, and there's definitely, I can make him a good concoction to sneak his boss.
It's X-Lax in another bottle.
Mike, you did just make me think of like how you could make a ritual super absurd, like
Right.
pull out an egg, boil it, but only half boil it, then throw it over your neighbor's fence.
Yeah.
And then dig a hole.
Right.
And put a stick in the hole.
Yeah. Like there's I remember hearing about a spell. It's like you get a woman, like a virgin woman, and you tie a white like ribbon around her wrist and have her dance in a circle, and that is like a spell. Have you heard of stuff like that as well?
No, actually, that one's a new one for me.
Can you imagine
Okay.
that Facebook post? Looking for virgin to dance in a circle in the woods.
And so where do we separate from where we would have someone who's been practicing, someone who knows what works, knows what doesn't, and then you have the people that are like selling spells on Etsy. So how do you distinguish between, what's going to work and what doesn't? How are these things passed down?
Definitely, you just want to hit multiple sources. Look for the commonalities in the multiple sources. Because like I said, there is a lot of conflicting information, especially in spirituality.
Yeah.
So a lot of stuff, like even the stuff I said today, not everyone might resonate with. Maybe some of it you do resonate with.
He goes,
So,
everything I've
one,
said to you today, I completely made up. None of it's true.
That'd be funny if I said that at the end.
I'm sorry,
But
continue.
mainly, your intuition is going to be your main guide, I'd say. So,
Okay.
If anything I said you kind of feel like it maybe is making sense or resonating is maybe a word for it, that's your intuition maybe leading you towards one way, and same goes the other way too. So multiple sources and intuition.
Okay. All right. And so you've already given your name and your address, so I'm not going to ask you if you've ever hexed anybody, because I think that would be negative press. Don't mess with Christian. He'll make you shit your pants.
Have you ever blessed anybody? I guess that would
Yeah, have you ever blessed anybody and then had something wonderful happen to that person?
I definitely have personally done some prosperity spells, rituals, whatever you want to call it.
Okay.
For myself, and whether that was coincidence or not, that did work out for me. And I have done some good health for some family members, which also ended up getting good news on the health
Oh, that's
side of
awesome.
things. So yeah. So here at our store there are a lot of spiritual products that we specifically don't carry because they do have a black magic or darker, connotation with them. So we keep everything like that not at our store if that's what people are looking for.
Oh, that's smart.
We keep that in the other store that we don't advertise.
Yeah. So go to our Instagram page.
Check us out on the dark web. So do you think that, well, first off, were your parents or parental figures always into these things before you were born and you were born into it, or did they find it after you were born?
Oh, that's a great question. So my mom, pretty much from when I was born, was pretty much always into it. She never pushed it on me, but she would tell me stuff. And like you said earlier, I'd be like, yeah, whatever, Mom, like any teenager. But eventually, I started coming around. But I grew up around all that stuff, so it never seemed odd to me. Kind of like any other religion in a household, I'd assume.
Fair enough. Yeah.
So do you think naming you Christian was part of a ritual?
Ooh.
The owners actually do consider themselves Christians, actually. So they do believe in the God, the Christian angels and stuff like that. So I do think they did purposely. My name's Christian Michael Mantuano. So yeah, Christian Michael, I think was they purposely did off the biblical names.
So these things can go hand in hand with other religions as well, because what you were talking about is overall it's a spirituality.
Yeah, and some people might disagree. They'll say like Christianity, no, like witchcraft, totally get that out of here. But other people, that there is a lot of overlap they'll see. So different people will tell you different things.
Yeah, just ask my brother, Jewish Paul.
He's a Catholic.
Well, we really appreciate you spending some time with us today, Christian. We have a question that we ask everybody that comes on the show. Jeremy, do you want to ask or do you want me to do it?
I got it.
All right, Jeremy's going to ask the question.
Christian, for your own reasons, who is better, Arnold Schwarzenegger or Sylvester Stallone?
Dig deep, Christian.
Pick up a crystal.
Yep. Do the pendulum thing. Do the pendulum thing. The pendulum will tell you.
Good. Pull up a picture of Schwarzenegger and Stallone. Hold the pendulum over it.
God, I'm thinking they both got. It's the voice for both. I mean,
Iconic.
great question.
Resonates, right? Vibe. Who
I'm gonna have to
resonates?
go with Sylvester.
God damn it.
On that one for sure.
Damn it, Christian. It's okay.
And I did what I had to do to win, but somebody wouldn't let us win.
I failed the last question.
Well, that was our final question.
Well, actually, I did have one more question for Christian.
Oh, you do? Okay.
You jumped
All right,
right
one more,
in.
sure.
So we've got a guest. It's going to be for the episode that comes out before this one. But he speaks to archangels, is what we've been told. Have you ever met someone or have heard of this?
Working here, I work the registers too, so, we get all kinds of people saying they can do all kinds of things, almost on a daily basis. Personally, I don't have any experience with communication with those entities, but some people claim they do.
Okay.
Do you think there's a chance that this person might be talking to bad entities claiming to be archangels?
I feel like that's more realistic.
That's definitely possible. And those bad entities are known for trickery.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't be surprising at all.
See, my mother, who was raised found her Judaism as a teenager, then got into the mysticism and New Age stuff. She called it her hippie phase that carried on with her.
Yeah.
But she still believed in all that stuff. But she told me not to get into it because I would be opening myself up to influence from... I might be thinking I'm talking to a good thing when it's a manipulative bad thing.
Yeah, that's very possible. I'd say that could being the case for any religion. There is good and bad in all beliefs. So evil could always try to manipulate.
Yeah.
I feel.
Now that you said that you work the register, is it like when you go to like Walmart and like you put a bunch of weird stuff on the thing, you take a look at what the person's buying, it's like that's a wiener spell.
This guy's trying to make his dick bigger.
Yeah, like is there stuff that people buy you're like that guy's trying to make his dick bigger?
Well, we do it like I said. We got the herbs too, so we do got the natural version of Viagra. So definitely,
Okay.
This guy,
definitely those guys stick out like a sore thumb. Yeah.
this guy comes in every week and buys rhino horns. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm on to this one.
That's great. Well, we really appreciate you coming on
a lot of
and
fun.
talking with us today, Christian. And we're gonna let everybody know to come by and see you, so they can you can help them with their ailments and push them in the right direction of positive vibes.
Yeah, give us
Heal the
another.
world and share the love. Yeah.
Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah.
Give us another plug real quick before you go. Everything you want people to watch, we'll plug it everywhere, and our Discord.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Instagram is our biggest following, Mystic Minerals Market. And you can Google that. Our website will be the first one. You can check us out.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, sir, and I hope you have a fantastic rest of your October.
Blessings, Christian.
Yes.
All right. Appreciate you guys. Yeah, it was good talking to you. You got great podcast voice.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, Mike. Great podcast voice.
I'm Jeremy.
John Goblicon.
Yeah, no, that's maybe good Jew voice, maybe, but
Well, we know this guy definitely wasn't on the verge of converting to Judaism.
All right, man. You have a good rest of your day.
all right. Stay blessed, guys.
All right, you too.
peace.
Bye.
Every time.
Always works.
Every time. Every time we call
We
someone.
are Michael and Jeremy Steal Your Podcast. And,
Was that really the whole time?
yeah.
Man, that conversation flew by. Christian's a cool guy.
Christian's so cool. Guys, go check out Mystic Minerals Market. Check them out.
Orlando,
We're going to
Florida.
do it. Orlando, Florida. So we are Michael and Jeremy Steal Your Podcast. Wrapping up this MJSYWEEN, talking to some cool people. What does the future hold for Michael and Jeremy Steal Your Podcast? We got some fun stuff in the pipeline. We'll actually, coming up here soon, we'll be doing a D&D one-shot, Jeremy. That may or may not be the next episode that comes out.
And we're doing a fully scripted, 9 voice actors, Thanksgiving extravaganza
We are?
in the vein
We
of
are?
Charlie Brown.
What?
Yep.
Why?
Isn't that what you said?
Nope.
I thought that's what we were doing.
Nope.
What are we doing for Thanksgiving?
If I can make that happen, I will, but that sounds very complicated. And I have a very short amount of time.
9 voice actors, 2 sound engineers, and an original song.
Oh, God. Check us out. We're everywhere. Everywhere where you can listen to podcasts. You probably, it doesn't really matter. You're listening to us somehow. Move on. We have additional episodes on our Patreon page, Michael and Jeremy Steal Your Podcast. It's patreon.com
And
//
let me tell you something about that Patreon is that here in a couple fucking weeks or a month or so, that thing's gonna be packed with content.
Yeah, I do have to work on our entire backlog of what hasn't gone up from this year, because I need to make sure that everything's up before the end of the year so we can get a full tally on our Arnold Stallone tallies.
Another one for Stallone, baby.
God damn it. Yes, that's patreon.com /MJSYPod, MJSYPOD. And we have a phone number, which we use to call Christian over at Mystic Minerals Market. It's 903-287-0660. You can call the show, leave a voicemail, we'll play it, or text message, we'll read it. Include yourself, MJSYs, okay? Stop being so quiet and weird. I hate it.
Voyeurism.
Yeah, you're just watching us all the time?
George
Not saying
McFly.
anything? Ugh.
Be less George, be more
I
Marty.
feel dirty. We hit a treasure. Do you want the latitude lines?
Don't do that.
I'm gonna do
No,
it.
don't give him too much. I don't want it found by a random. You know who it's going to be? Christian. It'll be Christian who finds
Christian's gonna find our
it.
hidden
Yep.
treasure.
He's gonna.
It's Jeremy, you know what? It's got silver, gold, diamonds, all probably fantastic spell components.
He's just walking around. He's walking around the United States with pockets full of pyrite.
And at the center of his ritual is going to be the legendary thought lost to time Blackbeard's dildo.
He's got it drawn on a piece of paper that he taped to his forehead.
However he wants to do it, you know, it's up to him. Yes, if you're a musician, please, and you want free, if you want people to hear your music, please send it in to our email, or just email the show at UHJYEAH @MJSYPod.com. We love supporting local people, businesses. You can cough, Jeremy. Cough. Let it out. Jeremy's doing magic spells over there. What a great MJSYWEEN we've had this year, Jeremy.
I'm excited
Are you?
for Christmas.
Oh, yeah, Christmas? Who knows what the future holds for our Christmas special, what adventure we'll go on this year. So stay tuned, check it out. Hey, go back and listen to everything else we've done. They're all gold.
Every single thing we've ever done.
You need to listen to the Puppet Palace one. the Puppet Podcast. You need to listen to that one. That one still one of my top episodes of the year. All right, everybody. Jeremy, I think that's it. All right, Jeremy, I love you. Peace. Bye.
The blue skies turn to gray, rain pours down, paper planes. There's a sign that you play, coming around. It's haunted from the look in your eyes. Haunted from the things in your mind. The absent night seems insane. Out of your mind with a smile. Razor blade, color flames coming around. It's haunted by the look in your eyes. Haunted by the things in your mind. Haunted by the look in your eyes. Haunted by the things in your mind.
All right, Jeremy, I fixed the door on the hut, and all the crystals are charged, and the herbs are put in alphabetical order. They were all just kind of strewn about, so when they come back, they should be happy, and their podcast is here waiting for them when they return. Good heist. Good heist.
You think they're going to know that we were here?
I mean, it does look nicer, you know. We can burn some sage to kind of cover our tracks.
Okay, I got it. Don't worry about it.
Wait, Jeremy, no,
Yeah,
no.
I brought some with me, Mike.
Jeremy, that
I
is...
got some with me.
Jeremy, you're smoking their sage. Like, I mean, you technically are burning the sage, but you're not supposed to inhale that stuff, dude.
Exercise of the demons within.
Are you filled with demons?
90 more.
Oh, God.